Stop worrying about what you cannot control. Ride that again. Stop worrying about what you cannot control. You are exhausting yourself trying to solve problems that were never yours to solve. You are losing sleep over situations you cannot change. You are carrying tomorrow on your back while still trying to survive today. And at some point you have to ask yourself, how much longer are you going to carry what God is asking you to release? Give it to God, not because your problems are small. Give it to God because your God is bigger than your problems. You don't have to know how everything will work out. You don't have to see the entire road. You don't have to understand every delay. You don't have to control every outcome. Sometimes faith means saying, God, I don't understand this, but I trust you anyway. That is strength, that is faith, that is surrender. Life will put you in situations where you have no answers. You will pray and still have questions. You will work hard and still experience setbacks. You will do everything you know to do, and sometimes the door still won't open. And that is where worry tries to take over. Worry tells you, what if it doesn't work? Faith tells you, keep moving. Worry tells you you're running out of time. Faith tells you, God's timing is not your timing. Worry tells you have to figure everything out right now. Faith tells you, do what you can and trust God with what you cannot. You have a responsibility to work. You have a responsibility to prepare. You have a responsibility to stay disciplined. But you were never created to control everything. There are things you must fight for, and there are things you must surrender. Learn the difference. Because sometimes the greatest peace you will ever experience comes after you stop trying to force what only God can fix. Some of you are tired because you are carrying too much, not because you are weak, not because you are incapable, but because you have been carrying things that were never meant to stay in your hands. You're carrying yesterday, you're carrying tomorrow, you're carrying the words somebody said about you, you're carrying the betrayal, you're carrying the rejection, you're carrying the mistake you made 5 years ago. You're carrying the conversation you wish you could have again. You're carrying the person who walked away. You're carrying the opportunity that didn't happen. You're carrying the fear of what might happen next. And every morning you wake up and pick up the same burden again. You call it responsibility. But sometimes it's worry. And worry will make you believe that if you think about something long enough, somehow you are controlling it. You're not. Worry is not preparation. Worry is not progress. Worry is not protection. Worry is not faith. Sometimes worry is simply fear wearing the mask of responsibility. You think about the problem all night. You replay it. You analyze it. You imagine every possible outcome. And by morning, you're exhausted before the day has even started. Listen to me. You cannot think your way into controlling everything. You cannot control another person's heart. You cannot control who stays. You cannot control who leaves. You cannot control who understands you. You cannot control who misunderstands you. You cannot control every opportunity. You cannot control every delay. You cannot control every outcome. But you can control your response. You can control your discipline. You can control your attitude. You can control whether you get back up. You can control whether you continue praying. You can control whether you continue working. And most importantly, you can control whether you surrender what you cannot control to God. There comes a moment when you have to stop fighting battles that belong to God. You have to stop trying to force doors open. You have to stop trying to make people understand your heart. You have to stop trying to predict every chapter of your future. You have to say, I've done what I can. Now I'm putting this in God's hands. Say it. I've done what I can. Say it again. Now I'm putting this in God's hands. That is not weakness. That is surrender. And surrender is not giving up. Surrender is recognizing that God can carry what you cannot. You still have work to do. You still have responsibilities. You still have goals. You still have dreams. So don't use faith as an excuse for laziness. Get up, do your part, make the effort, stay disciplined, keep learning, keep improving, keep praying. But once you've done what you can, don't spend the rest of your night destroying your peace over what you cannot change. Do your part. Then trust Him with His part. Work hard. Then release the outcome. Pray. Then keep walking. Prepare. Then trust the timing. You don't have to know how everything will happen. You don't have to know when the door will open. You don't have to understand why the door closed. You don't have to see the entire road. You only need enough faith to take the next step. Because faith is not sitting around waiting for life to become easy. Faith is moving forward when life is difficult. Faith is waking up after disappointment and saying, I still believe. Faith is facing uncertainty and saying, I still trust God. Faith is looking at a situation that makes no sense and saying, I may not understand it, but I refuse to let fear control me. There will be moments when you have no answers. There will be moments when the waiting feels too long. There will be moments when you wonder if anything is changing. Keep walking, keep trusting, Keep doing what you are called to do, because just because you cannot see what God is doing does not mean God is doing nothing. Something may be happening behind the scenes that you cannot see yet, so stop carrying tomorrow. Tomorrow has not arrived. Stop carrying yesterday. Yesterday has already passed. Stand where your feet are. Haul what is in front of you. Give God what is beyond your control, and protect the peace He is trying to build inside you. You were never meant to carry everything. Some burdens are meant to be released. Some questions are meant to remain unanswered for a season. Some doors are meant to stay closed. Some people are meant to walk away. And some battles are meant to teach you that you don't have to fight everything yourself. So breathe, let it go. Give it to God, then get back to work. Keep moving, keep believing, keep trusting. Because when you give God what you cannot control, you finally have both hands free to do what you were actually called to do. The hardest part of faith is trusting when you cannot see. Not when everything is going well, not when the money is coming in, not when the opportunity is right in front of you, not when the answer arrives exactly when you asked for it. The hardest part is trusting when the road gets dark, when you pray and nothing seems to change, when you ask for direction and all you hear is silence, when you thought the door was opening, but suddenly it closes. That's where faith gets real, because anybody can trust when the evidence is obvious. Anybody can believe when everything makes sense. But can you trust God when you don't understand? Can you keep believing when you don't have proof? Can you keep walking when you cannot see the destination? That's the test. And sometimes God will not give you the entire map because He wants you to learn how to trust Him one step at a time. You keep saying, God, show me the whole plan. And maybe the answer is, I don't need you to see the whole plan. I need you to trust me with the next step. Think about that. You don't need to know where you will be 5 years from now. You don't need to know how every problem will be solved. You don't need to know who will stay in your life. You don't need to know when the opportunity will arrive. You don't need to know how every piece will come together. You need enough faith to take the next step. Just the next step, then another, then another. That's how you cross a mountain. Not by jumping from the bottom to the top, one step, one day, one prayer, one decision, one act of obedience at a time. You want certainty. God may be developing faith. You want immediate results. God may be developing patience. You want the door to open right now. God may be preparing you for a door you are not ready to walk through yet. You want the answer. God may be preparing your character before He gives you the opportunity. And that's why you cannot judge God's work by what you see today. You see a closed door, God may see protection. You see a delay, God may see preparation. You see rejection, God may see redirection. You see silence, God may be working in ways you cannot hear. So don't confuse delay with denial. Don't confuse silence with absence. Don't confuse uncertainty with abandonment. And don't confuse a closed door with the end of your story. Sometimes the road gets quiet because God is teaching you how to walk without applause, without attention, without validation, without everyone cheering for you. There will be seasons when nobody understands what you're doing. Keep going. There will be seasons when your progress feels invisible. Keep going. There will be seasons when you question whether you're moving in the right direction. Pray, discute wisdom. Stay disciplined. Then keep going, because faith doesn't always feel powerful. Sometimes faith looks like getting out of bed when you're discouraged. Sometimes faith looks like continuing to work when the results are slow. Sometimes faith looks like choosing peace when your circumstances are screaming panic. Sometimes faith looks like saying, I don't know what happens next, but I know who I'm trusting. That's powerful. You don't need to know everything God knows. You don't need to understand every decision. You don't need to predict every turn. You need to trust the one who sees what you cannot see. Imagine driving at night. Your headlights don't show you the entire road. They show you enough road to keep moving. That's how faith can work. You may not see the next 10 miles, but you can see the next few feet, so move. You may not know how the story ends, but you can decide what you will do today. Pray today, work today, learn today, forgive today, grow today, stay faithful today. And let tomorrow reveal itself when it arrives. Stop demanding the whole picture before you take the next step. Stop waiting for perfect certainty before you obey. Stop allowing fear to convince you that uncertainty means you should stop. Sometimes you have to walk before you understand. Sometimes you have to trust before you see. Sometimes you have to believe before the evidence appears. Keep going, keep praying, keep working, keep believing. The road may be unclear, but your next step can still be faithful. And when you cannot see the way forward, remember this. You don't have to see the entire path when you trust the one who already knows where it leads. Faith does not mean becoming passive. Faith does not mean sitting on the couch and saying, God will handle everything. No, get up, move, work, learn, improve, discipline yourself, pray, then work again, because faith without action becomes an excuse. If you want a different life, you have to be willing to do different things. Make the call, sucks the application, start the business. Study the material, learn the skill, take care of your family, train your mind, train your body, fix your habits, wake up earlier. Stay focused when distractions are everywhere. Do the work even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because discipline is not about doing what feels good. Discipline is doing what needs to be done. But here's where you have to learn something important. After you have done everything within your power, stop torturing yourself over the result. That's where many people lose their peace. They did the work, they showed up, they gave their best, but then they spend every night obsessing over what happens next. What if I fail? What if they reject me? What if nobody notices? What if the opportunity never comes? What if I lose everything? What if all this work means nothing? Listen, you cannot control every result. You can control the effort. You can control the preparation. You can control the discipline. You can control whether you keep showing up. But you cannot control the timing of every harvest. You cannot plant a seed today and scream at the ground tomorrow because there is no tree. That's not how growth works. Growth takes time. Preparation takes time. Healing takes time. Character takes time. Wisdom takes time. Success takes time. And sometimes God's work in your life takes time. You want the result now. But what if the waiting is developing something inside you that the result requires? What if you are not being delayed? What if you are being prepared? Think about the seed. Before you see anything above the ground, something is happening underneath. The roots are growing where nobody can see them. And sometimes your life is like that. You look around and say nothing is happening. But maybe something is happening beneath the surface. Your character is getting stronger. Your patience is getting deeper. Your discipline is getting sharper. Your faith is becoming stronger. Your perspective is changing. You may not see the fruit yet, but that doesn't mean the roots aren't growing. So stop measuring every day by visible results. Some seasons are for planting. Some seasons are for watering. Some seasons are for waiting. And some seasons are for harvesting. Your responsibility is to remain faithful through all of them. You plant, you water, you work, you wait, and you trust. Don't let impatience make you destroy something that simply needed more time. Don't quit because the results are slow. Don't abandon the dream because the first attempt didn't work. Don't stop because nobody applauded. Stay disciplined when nobody is watching. Stay faithful when nothing seems to be changing. Stay committed when the results are taking longer than you expected. Because anybody can work when the reward is immediate. Real discipline shows up when the reward is delayed. That's where character is built. That's where patience is developed. That's where faith becomes more than words. You have to learn how to work without demanding immediate proof. You have to learn how to keep moving without constant confirmation. You have to learn how to trust the process without knowing exactly when the breakthrough will come. Do your part, do it well, do it consistently, do it with excellence, then release the outcome. You are responsible for the effort. You are responsible for the preparation. You are responsible for your obedience. You are responsible for your attitude. You are responsible for your faithfulness. But the outcome, give it to God, because sometimes you are stressing over a result that God has already decided to handle in His own timing. Your job is not to control the harvest. Your job is to keep planting. Your job is not to force the door. Your job is to keep preparing. Your job is not to control tomorrow. Your job is to be faithful today. So work hard, pray hard, stay disciplined. Keep your standards high. Keep your faith strong. And when you have done everything you can do, breathe, let go, trust God. Because you can work with all your heart without carrying the weight of the outcome on your shoulders. Do the work. Then leave the outcome to God. Fear will always try to show you the worst possible ending. It will take one problem and create 10 disasters. It will take one rejection and tell you, nobody will ever choose you. It will take one failure and whisper, you are a failure. It will take one difficult season and convince you that your entire life will remain difficult. That's what fear does. It exaggerates, it predicts, it assumes. And then it convinces you to suffer over things that haven't even happened. Don't believe everything fear tells you. Fear is loud, faith can be quiet, fear screams. Faith whispers, keep going. Fear says you're not ready. Faith says start anyway. Fear says, what if you fail? Faith says, what if you succeed? Fear says, what if everything goes wrong? Faith says, even if something goes wrong, God will still be with me. That's the difference. Fear focuses on what might happen. Faith focuses on who will be with you when it happens. You don't need a life without problems. You need a heart that refuses to be destroyed by problems. You don't need circumstances that never shake. You need a mind that can stand when circumstances shake. You don't need motivation every morning. You need discipline strong enough to move when motivation disappears. You don't need certainty about tomorrow. You need faith strong enough to handle today, because some of you are living today according to a future that hasn't happened. You're afraid of losing something you haven't lost. You're afraid of rejection before you've even tried. You're afraid of failure before you've taken the first step. You're afraid of being alone before anyone has walked away. You're afraid of running out of money before you've even faced the next opportunity. You're afraid of tomorrow while tomorrow is still in God's hands. Stop. Take a breath. Come back to today. Today is where your power lives. Today is where your choices live. Today is where your discipline lives. Today is where your faith lives. You cannot change yesterday. You cannot control tomorrow. But you can decide what you do today. You can wake up today and pray. You can work today. You can learn today. You can forgive today. You can improve today. You can take one more step today. And that one step matters. Never underestimate what one faithful step can lead to. One decision can change your direction. One habit can change your future. One prayer can change your perspective. One opportunity can change your circumstances. But fear will try to keep you frozen. It will tell you, wait until you're completely ready. You may never feel completely ready. Start anyway. It will tell you, wait until you know exactly what will happen. You may never know, move anyway. It will tell you, what if they judge you, let them. It will tell you, what if you fail? Learn, get back up, try again. Because failure is not the end unless you decide to stay down. One bad chapter does not determine the entire book. One mistake does not define your identity. One rejection does not define your worth. One delay does not define your destiny. One difficult season does not determine your entire future. Your future is not finished. Your story is not finished. Your opportunity is not finished. You are still becoming. There are things about yourself you haven't discovered yet. There are strengths you haven't developed yet. There are doors you haven't reached yet. There are lessons you haven't learned yet. There are prayers you haven't seen answered yet. So stop acting like your life is already over because one chapter became difficult. It's not over. Keep riding, keep building, keep believing, keep trusting God, and stop rehearsing disasters that haven't happened. Stop suffering over imaginary futures. Stop punishing yourself for things you cannot predict. You don't need to solve tomorrow today. You don't need to carry tomorrow today. The whole today, do today's work, pray today's prayer, fight today's battle, take today's step. And when tomorrow arrives, God will give you the strength for tomorrow. You don't have to borrow strength from a future you haven't reached. You have enough grace for today, enough strength for today, enough wisdom for today, enough faith for today. So when fear starts writing a story about your future, take the pen back. Fear does not get the final word. Your past does not get the final word. Your mistakes do not get the final word. Your circumstances do not get the final word. Keep your eyes forward. Keep your heart grounded. Keep your faith alive and keep walking. You may not know exactly where the road leads, but you don't have to. Trust God. Take the next step and refuse to let fear write a future that God has not finished creating. There is a point where you have to release it. Not tomorrow. Not when everything makes sense. Not when you finally get the answer you wanted. Now release the person. Release the disappointment. Release the betrayal. Release the unanswered question. Release the timeline you created in your mind. Release the need to understand everything. Release the fear. Release the pressure. Release the obsession with controlling the outcome. Give it to God. Because some things are too heavy for you to carry. And pretending you can carry everything does not make you stronger. It only makes you tired. You have spent enough nights staring at the ceiling, replaying conversations, imagining possibilities, wondering what could go wrong. You have asked yourself the same questions over and over. What if? What if? What if? But worry does not give you answers. It only steals your peace. So give it to God. And when your mind tries to take it back, give it to Him again and again and again. Because surrender is not always a one-time decision. Sometimes surrender is something you practice every morning. You wake up and say, God, this day belongs to you. You don't know what the day will bring, but you give Him the day anyway. You face the challenge and say, God, give me strength. You face uncertainty and say, God, I trust your timing. You face rejection and say, God, redirect me. You face disappointment and say, God, teach me what I need to learn. You face success and say, God, keep me humble. You face pain and say, God, help me grow through this. That is how you begin to live differently, not because your problems disappear, but because your relationship with your problems changes. You stop looking at every challenge as proof that your life is falling apart. You start seeing challenges as opportunities to develop strength. You stop allowing uncertainty to control your emotions. You start choosing trust. You stop demanding immediate answers. You start learning patience. And slowly something changes inside you. You begin to understand that peace does not mean everything around you is peaceful. Peace means everything around you can be uncertain. and you still refuse to let fear control your heart, you can work without worrying. You can prepare without panicking. You can dream without obsessing. You can plan without trying to control every detail. You can move forward without knowing exactly what comes next, because your faith is bigger than your fear. Your purpose is bigger than your setback, and God's wisdom is greater than your understanding. You don't need to know everything. You need to trust. You don't need to control everything. You need to surrender. You don't need to have every answer. You need to keep walking. So breathe, slow down, stand up, take a step. Do what is in your hands and give God what is beyond your hands. That's the balance. Work hard, but don't worship the outcome. Plan wisely, but don't panic when plans change. Dream boldly, but don't become a slave to your timeline. Pray sincerely, then trust deeply. You don't have to carry tomorrow today. Tomorrow has enough trouble of its own. You don't have to solve every problem tonight. Some answers will come with time. Some doors will open later. Some doors will never open because something better requires you to move in another direction. You don't have to understand every chapter before you turn the page. Keep reading, keep walking, keep believing. Sometimes the chapter you're struggling with is preparing you for the chapter you've been praying for. So stop trying to control what only God can control. Stop carrying what you were never meant to carry. Stop letting uncertainty steal the joy that belongs to today. You have responsibilities, you have work to do, you have goals to pursue, you have people to love, you have a purpose to fulfill. Do those things with everything you've got, but leave room for God to work in ways you cannot predict. Trust God. Keep your faith. Keep your discipline. Keep your heart humble. Keep walking. And when worry comes knocking again, don't panic. Don't argue with it for hours. Don't let it take over your mind. Simply remind yourself, I have already given this to God. Then breathe, pray, stand up, and keep moving.